Good day, Scots. I'm Charles Mudd, and this is the Highland Headlines. Before we get into the cast, I'd like to put out a final reminder about the final week of Teacher Appreciation Week nominations. The poll will officially close on March 16th, so get your votes in now. Remember, only one submission per student, and the link is bit.do/HMSTAW. Into our Indiana and local section all over the state, communities have been picking up the pieces after high-speed winds have hit hard. More specifically, in Angola, Indiana, where schools, businesses, and homes have been damaged and the winds exceeding 65 miles per hour in some areas. In northern Angola, the winds reached such severity that a Meijer store was closed after roof damage was caused and a gas leak was detected. In Fort Wayne, Lincoln Elementary School was closed after similar roof damage occurred, and another gas leak was spotted on Thursday, prompting crews to prep for the extensive repair work. Anderson will be getting some more alternative power sources soon. Anderson's second solar park is slated for completion by late this year and will cost $12 million with over 30,000 solar panels. The proposed park will cover over 60 acres, with 27 of which being in the county and the remainder being within the city limits. The proposal consists of an output of over 8 megawatts, which is essentially enough to supply power for nearly 4,000 homes, depending on the efficiency of the panels and the weather conditions at that time. Recently, the Indiana Department of Education has awarded 32 school districts around the state technology grants. The grants, totaling out to over $2.3 million, were approved by the Superintendent of Schools, Jennifer McCormick. The purpose of the grants is so schools around the state can expand the outreach of their technology in order to make learning more effective. Ultimately, from this, more than half the districts that were applied were turned down. In total, each grant equates out to around $35,000 to $70,000. And finally, the Indiana Love statue is back on display at the Indianapolis Museum of Art after 2 months' worth of preservation work to attempt to reverse the damage done by being exposed to the outside elements. The statue, one of Robert Indiana, also known as Robert Clark's most famous works, has been associated with the Love and Peace movement and has been an Indiana treasure since 1970. Into our national news, fake news. What is it, and how many of our teens believe it speaks the truth? A recent study by Common Sense Media Group shows that more than 30% of people between 10 to 18 years old can't tell the difference. According to the study, it seems that out of the 30% of people who do this, a majority of them find out that they have shared false information after some period of time after the fact. A good example of this is the notorious Facebook privacy notice, which has popped up from time to time on the social media giant. Though the claims have been proven false, people still choose to share them simply because they're uninformed and believe that it is true. In addition to that, it seems that people of that age group don't check their sources much to verify the validity of an article. In Washington, things are heating up as people are preparing for a political shakedown. The cause of the recent events, come from a government agencies prepping for budget cuts under President Trump's administration, some of which could be debilitating to the workflow of said agencies. Trump's advisors say he will make good on his promises to slash federal budgets, and agencies such as the Coast Guard, the Foreign Aid and State Department, and the Centers for Disease Control may have their budgets on the Congressional Budgeting Office's chopping block. In relation to the government spending cuts, it seems Trump's somewhat outlandish values are making a positive difference in some places. In his first months in office, statistics show that more than 230,000 jobs have been added to the economy, which lowered our unemployment rate from 4.8% to 4.7%, down from 10% after the economic crisis just about 10 years ago. However, professionals in the field say that it might not all be that good, and it also might be a bit of a stretch for him to keep his promise of creating 25 million new jobs over the next 10 years, although at this pace, believe it or not, it may be possible. And finally, in our national section, and to wrap up the broadcast, more than 100,000 upstate New York residents are without power, with the possibility for outages to last for days. The cause of this is the extreme weather recently. As of 1 a.m. on Friday morning, power companies reported over 120,000 outages due to extremely high wind speeds, causing downed power lines, trees, and other damage to property. Quote unquote, due to the considerable damage, the companies continue to advise customers to plan for outages extending into the next 24 hours and in some areas may last for multiple days, the power companies NYSEG and RG&E said in a statement. Thank you for watching, folks, and have a great rest of your day.